The golden sun rose over Babylon, its rays shining on the tall walls, wide streets, and hanging gardens that stretched like heaven on earth. People from faraway lands came to see the great city. At its center stood King Nebuchadnezzar, the ruler of the most powerful kingdom of his time. He walked proudly through his palace, his heart filled with thoughts of his greatness. One day, standing on the roof of his royal palace, Nebuchadnezzar looked at the mighty city below. The air was still, the Euphrates River glistened, and the walls of Babylon stood high and strong. The king lifted his hands and said with a voice full of pride, "Is not this the great Babylon I have built, by my mighty power and for the glory of my majesty?" The words had hardly left his lips when heaven answered. A voice thundered from above, shaking the air and striking fear into his heart. "King Nebuchadnezzar, your royal authority has been taken from you. You will be driven away from people and will live with the wild animals. You will eat grass like the ox until you learn that the Most High rules over the kingdoms of men and gives them to anyone he wishes." In that very hour, the proud king's mind was taken from him. His crown fell, his robe slipped away, and his servants looked at him with horror. Nebuchadnezzar fled from the palace, his eyes wide, his hands trembling. Days turned into months, and months into years. The once great king now lived among the beasts of the field. His hair grew long like eagle's feathers, his nails like the claws of a bird. He crawled on the ground, eating grass like cattle, drinking dew in the morning, forgotten by his people. The proud king had become a shadow of himself, broken by the hand of God. But mercy was not far away. After 7 years, his eyes, once filled with pride, turned toward heaven. With a broken heart, Nebuchadnezzar lifted his head and whispered, "I raised my eyes to heaven, and my sanity was restored. Then I praised the Most High, I honored and glorified him who lives forever." At that moment, his mind returned, and his dignity was restored. His robe was placed back on his shoulders, his crown upon his head, and his throne given back to him. But he was no longer the same man. The king who once gloried in himself now declared before all nations, "Now I, Nebuchadnezzar, praise and exalt and glorify the King of heaven, because everything he does is right and all his ways are just. And those who walk in pride he is able to be humble." The king who thought he was a god learned that he was only a man. His pride was shattered, and his voice became a witness to the greatness of the true God. And so the story of Nebuchadnezzar lives on as a lesson: no throne, no crown, no kingdom is above the rule of God Almighty.